What's up, world? It's your boy AJ the Black World Traveler. If you haven't been to my channel, please welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button so you can be notified when I put up more videos. I know it's been a while. I'm actually recovering from pneumonia and valley fever. Now let me tell you what my journey has been. For the last 5 weeks, I was basically under the weather. I was in a pretty good regimen of hiking at least 5 to 7 days a week, working out 5 days a week. I was in really good shape. But I got some disturbing news like in September about my health, saying that my blood pressure was high. I was borderline diabetic. I was also told that I had to get my gallbladder removed. So I made the mission to start working on myself. And at the time I was still I'm vegan, and I was eating a regular vegan diet. But what happened to me was that basically, I met a guy in a car one day when I was coming home, because I'm a Lyft driver, and he was telling me how he lost 100 pounds. And he was eating 2 salads a day. And it really intrigued me because I admit that I had a food addiction. You know, my thing was, it was hard to shake the food addiction because I had a food addiction. So, you know how you like certain things, and what happened when you have a food addiction, how you get addicted to food, like you'll taste something and you eat it, and then you'll like it, and then you end up wanting that same thing again, because there's certain seasonings and spices and everything that's cooked that a lot of times that's where the addiction comes from. Well, for some reason, something kicked in my head, and I was able to kind of break that, you know. I was able to break that cycle of just thinking about the seasons or whatever. So I started doing a salad. I started doing like the smaller meals. I noticed that my weight started dropping a little bit, and I would basically fast throughout the day, and I would eat, a little bit at a certain time, but I stopped all the snacking. And then when I really realized that I needed to really work on it, what I ended up doing, I basically got off the rice, got off the breads, started eating more fruit, a lot more fruit, some vegetables, started juicing, started doing things to help myself feel better. And I started really like looking what's on whenever I buy something to eat, start looking what's on the ingredients. And I started getting away from a lot of packaged foods, like even stuff like packaged, like, pasta and stuff like that. I got away from a lot of foods like that. And I started dropping some weight. Well, in the process, I was hiking a lot. I went hiking one day. My legs were kind of weak, and I was like, "Wow, I'm starting to lose my power." I had a couple of times where I was feeling that way, and then it got to where I just got extremely, extremely tired. So I knew something was happening. So what I ended up doing, I ended up going to the ER one morning because I started getting this pain right here in my stomach, and I had like some congestion in my chest. And I went down to the ER, and I told them what was going on, and they did an exam and everything. And they were like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine. We don't see nothing." So I said, "Well, I still got this congestion in the chest." And it's like, and I got this little pain in my gut. And they said, "Well, maybe it's acid reflux. Try this acid reflux medicine. It might help you." So I took the acid reflux medicine, tried that, and man, it messed me up really bad. So I was hallucinating and kind of tripping out because I don't take medication at all. So that morning I woke up, I just didn't feel good. And then at that point I started getting an itchy throat and a cough. And so from that point on, I had an itchy throat and a cough like all day, every day. So everything I did was itchy throat, cough all day long. Went through that for like a whole week, probably a week and a half. And then I finally said, I need to go to the doctor because, this stuff is going on. I went to my primary doctor. I went to go see him. He didn't want to come down to see me. He just basically had his nurse to take my information, tell me what was going on, as far as my symptoms. Gave him the symptoms, and then he diagnosed me with pneumonia and gave me these 3 antibiotics to take for pneumonia, which it didn't work. I did the three antibiotics. It didn't work. So I was kind of frustrated. So I had to do a gig that following weekend. It was very, very rough. I still wasn't weaking out like I am now, but I was pretty tired. But I had to load my equipment into this gig and do the sound for that night, break it down in the car. Got home that morning, just slept it in the car, had the gig the next day, was outside, did that gig, came home, got that weekend out of the way. After that end of that week, that whole week, I was still suffering with the itchy throat. Couldn't figure out what was going on. I was trying different stuff, respiratory like medicines and stuff, like aloe leaf extract, nothing was working. And I don't know, I kept saying, man, it's not respiratory, but I kept buying respiratory products. So I got tired of this feeling like I was feeling, because I felt I was deteriorating. So I went to Banner Hospital over in Mesa. When I checked in, they did my blood work. They ended up doing my chest x-ray. When they did my chest x-ray, I was full of pneumonia. So they're like, man, we cannot let you go. You full of pneumonia. We gotta keep you here for a couple of days till you get well. So I said, okay. So the first night they would treat me, I told them I don't really take medication. I ain't gonna lie, their treatment was very aggressive. And it kind of startled me because I don't really take medication. So the first night, I just wasn't feeling good. I was throwing up, I was gagging, and it was just strange. And then the second night, I was the same way. And I said, maybe it's just too much for my body. I just can't take it right now. And it was so hard on my body. She said, I'm just gonna just unplug your IV, because I was just feeling sick. I said, man, but I haven't felt well since I've been here. And the more treatment you give me, the worse I've been feeling. So I ended up going to that stage. So finally I got through that. I ended up going home. Still wasn't feeling good, but I was just, just felt more like the treatment was so hard. And I was kind of frustrated because I was trying to do everything natural. I was praying and fasting. And mind you that while I was in the process of, going through this stuff, before I knew I had, valley fever and pneumonia, I was actually eating an all raw diet, and some days I fasted. So I ended up losing more weight. And then on top of that, with me having the pneumonia and the valley fever, it takes all year. I had no desire to eat, so I had no appetite. Didn't want to drink anything. But for some reason, my body was holding on to the liquids. But so then I went back to this time I went to the ER. I was at the military hospital. And then they said, yeah, man, we can let you go home. I said, no, I don't want to go home. She said, the last hospital you left? I said, yeah, because the treatment was really aggressive and I just didn't feel well. Well, they gave me, they said, we got to do we see a lot of pneumonia, but it looked like you might have a valley fever. And then they got a call from Banner saying that I tested positive for valley fever. Now, people who don't know about valley fever, because it's only like in California, Arizona, some parts of New Mexico, and like Mexico, that's it. I think like Utah and something else. Because this is being a dry climate, a lot. It's in the air, it's in the dirt. It comes out of the dirt. It's a fungus, and it's only in these certain states. It's not really that popular, so they know how to treat it here. And so basically, I got diagnosed with valley fever. They gave me the first treatment. I instantly started feeling better. But then it basically, when I took the first dose, it made my hemorrhoids just flare up. So I had to get this hemorrhoid flare up. It was so painful. So the next 2 nights I was taking their medication. I was feeling better. And so they finally released me the second day and I went home. And I'm telling you, man, it's been a challenge. I'm home now. I'm on the 7th day today of the treatment. There are some side effects that I get with this medication, because me not being a person that uses medication, I do get side effects. But the thing about it is that I feel a lot better. I'm able to function. The night when I checked myself in the ER at the VA, I literally was losing my breath. I literally was losing my air. I was barely breathing. I felt if I went to bed that night, I probably wouldn't have woke up that morning. That's how bad it was. And they said my levels were high. My white blood count was really, really low, which is really dangerous. But I've been on the treatment for like a month. It's a 3-month treatment for the valley fever, because you're dealing with a fungus. But letting you guys know I'm doing well. I did get down to 30 pounds. I did get my 30 pounds down like I wanted to. I still got 5 more to go. I want to get to 165 because I was like 202, 203. And when I did get down to 180, I will say this, my blood pressure dropped down normal because it was always high. My body temperature, everything, my sugar level, everything is like normal. So the fasting did help, losing the weight did help. There's still a lot that I got to do. But yeah, and also what I did when I found out that I had valley fever, I also went on and did my work and searched and saw what foods are antifungal. So I found out that turmeric was antifungal. I found a drink that had turmeric and ginger. I found out that seaweed was antifungal, so I had me a bowl of seaweed today. Like, I'm basically doing my job to help my situation get better. So I'm not trying to be reckless and get out here and just be, because you know, everybody know me. They know I'm the natural guy. I usually don't go to doctors. They know that. And I never went to doctors because I never had to. So let me clear that up. I'm not against doctors. I was never against doctors. And I said, man, I don't be fooled with doctors like that. I always said that because most of the time when I felt sick, I could figure it out and I could take a herb or whatever or do a certain kind of thing and it would work. That's what I always did. This was a fungal infection. So this is new to me and you know, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I was going hard. Sometimes I think God gotta slow you down. Maybe this is the reason why I had to slow down because I was going hard, but overall I'm doing well. It's challenging, you know, I haven't had a medication in my body over 27 years. So yeah, I haven't taken the medication. It's a little challenge because I get some of the side effects and stuff, but overall, I'm doing well. I'm able to work again. The thing is that whatever you do in life, always know that, you know, you can always make things better. You can always make things better. Just, you just got to try, man. You go, and like I say, people thought that I was so against hospitals, I wouldn't go get treated. You know, certain things I just can't do, you know. So that's why I went to the ER. That's why I went, you know, to the VA ER. That's why I went to Banner, because I knew they knew what to do. Now how I treat myself, you know, if I can figure out how to treat myself, I will, but I can't. I'm going to take the medicine. But usually I take the herbs. You know, working with a fungus and all that and dealing with pneumonia, I don't know how to treat that. So I'm doing what I got to do. I'm doing well. If you guys have any questions about valley fever, you can hit me up. You know, if you got any questions on how to lose weight and break your food addiction, because basically it was all mental for me. Breaking my food addiction was completely mental because I still had it in my mind that, oh man, I just want this, I want that. A tip to give you before I leave. What I did do, how I broke a lot of my food addictions, say I like cookies and stuff like that, right? Well, I started eating sweets that were fruit. Eat more of that, and then the taste buds started changing. I knew what my purpose was, and I knew if I ate the cookie, it's not going to help me. So I've told myself in the mind, use your food as that medicine. If the food cannot help you get better, don't eat it. So my mentality is let your food be that medicine. And that's what also helped me get through, because now I understand that medicinal foods, anything that is raw, is going to help you digest or heal. Anything that is cooked and artificial, something you got to make up, there's no healing benefits in that. So that's what I give you for that. It's your boy, AJ the Black World Traveler. If you guys like the video, please like, share, subscribe. It's your boy, AJ the Black World Traveler. I am out. They don't make it like me, no.